so I just want to go back in time to have a good time. Do you know what I mean?
Take a ride on the wild side.
So it's lockdown week 2 and the theme for this week's look is Great Gatsby 1920s flapper inspired makeup. Obviously we're 100 years on in 2020 and it's not doing too great.
You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you to meet, you should say no.
So I wanted to go back in time and celebrate what the 20s was before. And obviously you can see I look a bit like an alien right now because I've blocked my brows, ready to draw on some thin brows. Thin brows. And yeah, let's just get into the look, everyone. The first thing we're gonna do is brows. Obviously you can still see my natural brow underneath here. Obviously it's been glued down, powdered down, but my hair's dark, so you're still gonna see it, but we're gonna cover it up with makeup. The first thing I wanna do is take my black ice pencil from MAC, which is an eyeliner pencil, and I'm gonna trace my eyebrows. So what I'm gonna do is draw a really thin brow, but using my natural brow as a guide. So I just wanna take the pencil and glide it across. Stunning.
Stunning. Oh my god, so stunning. Oh, stunning. So stunning. 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 So stunning. Stunning. Oh, that's stunning. Stunning.
What a lovely brow. Same again on the other side, everyone. Next thing I want to do is take my P. Louise in Rumour 0, the white base, and I'm going to apply that underneath the brow to give it some highlight, but also to hide my natural brow. So taking the P. Louise onto a thin white brush, I'm going to slowly place the base underneath to clean up the eyebrow. And then what you want to do is blend down from the brow. So going with the white again. As you can see, it's already started to cover up that brow a bit more, but this opens up our lid space completely and allows us to fill all of this with shadow. So usually what I would do is go off camera and do my eyebrows and one eye. Obviously I wanted to come onto camera to show you how to get this sort of Gatsby thin brow, but now I'm gonna go off camera, do one eye and then come back. So to fit in with the time period, I've gone very neutral sort of browns. For some reason, it doesn't look as nice on camera as it does in my mirror, but I'm pretty sure that's because we can still see brow. When you zoom out, it looks really, really good.
Sure, Jan.
So basically what we want to do is start off lighter because a lot of makeup was not as heavy back then. So we'll start off lighter, work our way out to the darker side and then cut the crease with some glitter. So here we go. We're going to go into the mmmmitchell palette first. We're going to go in with shade Modest. Take Modest on a fluffy brush. We're basically going to set where everything's going to go. So like I said, start lighter and work our way out. So we're literally going to place the shadow here and buff it all the way up across the eyebrow. We're creating a new crease for ourselves. We're going to bring that all the way across and up on the eyebrow. Sort of flick and wing it out. What's good about this colour is even though it's really pale in the pan and on the brush, it's really buildable to this really nice sort of cool nudie brown. The next shade I want to dip into is from the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place, and we want to go into the shade Kano.
You fucking still going on about that?
So as you can see, I've beaten the shit out of this brush and it's extra fluffy, and that's what I like, that's what I want for this shade. So what we're going to do is pack this just above our natural crease line and up. This is going to create the fake crease. Using small back and forth motions like a windscreen wiper, you're just shaping out that crease shape. But I don't want to bring the shadow, I don't want to bring the shadow any further than this forward when it's darker shadow, because we want that effect of it going from light to dark. A bit like Countess, Lady Gaga, American Horror Story. That's the kind of vibe it is. So we want to push this shadow and wing it out. that. We're going to then use circular washing machine motions to bring the shadow up and lighter towards the Modest that we've already laid down from the Mitchell palette. So next thing we want to do is dip into shade Meh from the Mitchell palette, and this is going to go in between the two shadows we've already laid down. I've just taken Meh on a small fluffy brush, and what we're going to do is buff this between the two dark and light shades. And it's going to act as a bit of a transition between the two because it's a warmer brown, and it will help the cool and the warm to meet. Back and forth, pushing it into the Modest and the Kano. And because it is one of the lightest colours, you can actually bring it forward a little bit more just to give more depth to the front of the eye. But you can see this very, very clear shape. Don't know what it looks like. It goes like that. That's all I can that's all I can say about the shape. With brown tones and this look in particular, it's a lot of going back and forth with the same colours. So I'm going back in again with my Modest on the same brush from before and literally just buffing all the colours again, marrying the colours together. That's what we want to do. We're going back in with the same brush that we used for Kano, and we're literally using whatever product is left on the brush and pushing that colour back into our fake crease before we darken up the lid here. Next, I'm going to go into my Morphe 35B palette, which is just this neutral palette. It's got golds, browns, all that you could want for nudes. I actually want to go in with this shade just here, this cool toned brown, slightly darker, before we go into a warm toned reddy brown. So just on sort of like a fluffy flat brush, this is a Morphe brush, that's all I can tell you. You want to pop this colour just underneath Kano by pushing the colour on. This is basically going to darken and create a sort of shadow on the eye. So we want to push that to where our actual crease is. This is our actual crease here. So we're pushing it into that. We also want to push this colour into that sort of wing shape that we've made. So we can drag it from the lid to about there, I would say. To about where the tip of your natural eyebrow is, where the tail of your natural eyebrow is, because we'll blend out the colour with the rest of the colours in a minute. But you just want to keep packing on to get darker onto the lid. Now you want to use the Kano brush, and we want to go back into the dark just by blending the two together. Now taking another flat fluffy brush, I've dipped into the sort of warm maroon brown colour from before in that Morphe 35B, and we again want to press this on the lid, but keep this to the lid. We don't want this going above the crease because this will darken up the colours that we've already got down. So it's going to push in a sort of diagonal shape on the lid. So now you just want to go back in with the brush that you used matte on and touch up the two differentiating light dark portions. One more time, you want to go in with your brush from Modest and just go over all the colours one more time. Like so. Before we cut the crease, I just want to take my simple micellar water and a cotton bud just to cut across my lid to get rid of any of the brown tones that could affect the white P. Louise. Just pop some of that micellar on the lid. But because we've created ourselves a higher crease, we want to meet the crease with the micellar water. So we want to take it higher than our actual natural crease. Going back in with our white P. Louise base in Rumour 0, we're going to cut the crease. So now we're just going to cut the crease. We've obviously traced out where we want to take it. I want to get it in one swipe like that. Delish. So now once you've covered majority of the lid, you need to wipe off the excess product on your brush onto your hand. What the fuck is that? There's so much noise! I'm trying to film a video! Is someone banging the drum? Are you joking me? Are you for real? And you literally want to push and pat the white towards the darker browns. that they kind of merge together. There's no harsh lines. No, I'm not actually being funny, but why is there so much fucking noise outside? Everyone's supposed to be on lockdown. Everyone's supposed to be staying in their houses. Why does it sound like a marching band is going down the road? So now you've merged the P. Louise with the shadows, what you want to do is take the brushes from before when you used the Morphe 35B, and we're literally going to place the shadows in sort of a diagonal again over the top of the P. Louise. And we want to take the maroon brown shade. And finally, we want to go over the top of these two with the brush that we used for matte to help wing out the browns. So then your cut crease will be met with other shadows. Next thing we want to do is take our NYX Glitter Brilliance. This is in the shade Bronze. Because our P. Louise white base should still be sticky and quite tacky, the glitter is just going to stick. So taking it on the flat brush that we used for the cut crease, I'm literally going to push the glitter onto the P. Louise base. You want to take the glitter all the way across and right up to the top of the crease. And it's fine if some shadow and some glitter sort of falls into the shadow, that's fine, because it almost creates, again, another way of not having any harsh lines. They blend seamlessly. You will be covered in glitter. No cap, you will be covered in glitter. Your desks, your mirrors, your hair, your face, everything, glitter, everywhere. Do you fucking see that? Do you? Wow, don't even chat to me, look at that. The last thing we want to do for eyes to finish them off is dip into this dark brown shade, almost a black, so a dark browny black, from the Morphe 35B. I'm going to take it on an angled brush, flat angled brush, and literally just press it on my lash line, just to create a little bit more depth to the lash line. Brush away any glitter you've got underneath your eyes, and we'll move on to skin. So I just found out from Snapchat that there was a second round of applause for the NHS, and I didn't know, and that's what that sound was. So to the NHS, but the government put up their pay. That's what they want, that's what they need, protect them. I didn't realise there was going to be another clap, so I'm very sorry about that. That was the noise. Moving on. So when I bought my Too Faced concealer and my Too Faced foundation, I actually got given a tiny sample of the Hangover Face Replenishing Primer. So instead of my Ola Henriksen, I'm going to try this today. We'll give it a whirl. So because I've already got foundation on the top half of my head, because obviously of my eyebrows from before, I'm literally going to go underneath and put a tiny bit of this on my face. Oh. I don't know if I like the smell. What is that smell? What is that smell? It's coconut water. It's not even like a coconut, it's not even a nice smell. Like coconut flavouring, coconut smells, like I love the smell of coconut, funny enough, hate the taste, but like fake tan smells like coconut. I've got a Coconut Fix Plus, but coconut water is a disgrace.
She's a disgrace to humanity, and she's a disgrace to women who are actually beautiful and classy, and she just doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses. Somebody lied to her several times.
Oh, I don't like that, but it feels nice. It's like a gel-like, I don't like the smell, but I like the gel-like formula of it. So I'm just pushing it into my skin, and it is making my skin feel very tacky, which is what you want for primer. You want the makeup to stick, but fucking hell, not a fan of the scent chosen there. Going in with my current favourite foundation, the Born This Way in Snow and the Concealer in Snow by Too Faced. Going in with the MAC 128S brush, my most favourite foundation brush to date, I think, just because it picks the foundation up so well. Pop that on the face and blend it into the upper half already. Lay it down. And now I'm going in with my concealer. on my chin, the nose. Don't need to go onto the forehead, already been there, done that. And I'll go back under the eyes again in a minute. Covering any of this week's sadness and boredom. Why does my mouth look? I do concealer under my eyes. Anyone else? Like a fish? Powder. Let's go. You know how it is. Laura, back at it again. Powder puff. Let's go. Taking a Laura Mercier underneath the eyes first, letting the powder fall onto the face. Just so that we don't get any extra creasing that we don't want, over the nose, then into the rest of the face. Push that powder. I just want to brush away any excess powder that's sitting on the face. And then we'll move on to bronzer. We're going into our Dark Deep Mineralise from MAC with my beat up brush. We're going to buff this into the cheeks. Because we've already worked with the neutral tones in our eyes, you just want to take whatever bronzer you have left on your brush and you just want to use it to bring the wing and the bronzer on the temples and the cheeks together. So the look is just seamless. They blend together. So I want to take MAC Warm Soul. You all know I'm not a fan of blush, but this is the best one because it's mineralized, it's a little bit glowy, but it's also a little bit bronzy. Onto the apples of the cheeks. Highlighter. I'm gonna take my Soft and Gentle just to go over the top of the blusher and the bronzer before we put on another 2 layers of highlight. Coming back to my BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii palette, I'm gonna take Hoola and a tiny bit of Sandy to create some inner corner highlight. Highlight under the brows, only a tiny bit, and then some on the cheeks. Seriously, if BH Cosmetics made these two into a highlighter, look how it just makes the cheek pop. Oh my gosh. Wow. Do you know what I look like? You know in Wallace and Gromit, the penguin who's a thief puts the rubber glove over he puts the rubber glove over his head so people don't recognise him as the thief. Snatched. I'm just gonna go back underneath with the brush from Kano underneath the eye just to bring some shadow and some depth underneath, but not take away from the glitters and the pigments. Again, that mouth. So guys, I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna pop on some lashes, and I'm also gonna pop on a lip because I'm going for a red lip and red lips are dangerous. So I'm gonna go off camera to do those, and then I'll be back to sort out our brows and then also to sort out our hair. So I went ahead and put on my lashes, my TL4s by Tatty Lashes, and I also applied my Unicorn Blood by Jeffree Star, the matte liquid lipstick when I was 18 years old. That is the only Jeffree Star lipstick I own as well, but the best dark red I've ever found, period. So the next step before hair is taking my Dare Black Dual Liquid Liner by MAC. We're going to use the felt tip end like this, and we're going to go back over our brows and add in my beauty spot. So basically you really want to have a steady hand here, so if you need to lean on the surface, lean on the surface. Make sure that there's no hair in the way. There seems to be a hair on my, get off, what are you doing? And you're basically going to trace back over your eyeliner from before. Like that. And a lot of people don't realise that I do actually have a Marilyn Monroe beauty spot, but when I've got my foundation on you can't really see it, and I don't really go back over it, but it is very 1920s for me to do so. So I'm going to take my liner again and literally just dot it on my beauty spot. Like that. So next thing we want to do is just take out our duck beak clips from our hair, and then we just want to lightly comb through the curls. So So guys, this is the finished look for lockdown week 2. I'm feeling very Hollywood glamour. I look like I'm about to go step out to a red carpet to go watch a black and white movie premiere. I'm feeling the Great Gatsby kind of look, and I'm getting very like Countess, like very American Horror Story Lady Gaga vibes from this makeup as well, and very Gatsby but with like a modern twist. I feel very good. I feel good. I'm feeling it. I can't lie at all. And if you know me, you know that I have a soft spot for anything vintage from like the 50s to the 20s, so it's a bit of me. I just want to be me.
I just want to be me.
I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying inside. Please social distance. Only leave your house when necessary. Keep safe, and I'll see you in the next one. I need to figure out my own YouTube sign off because I don't have one.